Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie Peacock, and I have another really cool one coming at you. This one is from Remette. I was introduced to this company on Instagram, of all places. I was trolling through and I saw these guys and I said, ooh, what is that? So it was very intriguing when I first saw it, and then when it came here and I opened it, it was even more intriguing. So let's go over some of this and I will show you what you're looking at. It comes in a nice little box. You open that box and it comes in a nice little holder, so when you're not using it, you have a place to put it. A holder for the folder. So like I said, I think I said, this is called the Peacock. It does come with its own cleaning rag and little tool that I dropped. Hold on. Back on track. So yeah, so it has a really nice fiber cleaning rag, and you have, boop, a really sweet flipper. Really nice to keep it polished. And it comes with an adjustment wrench, which is always nice because most knives don't come with one. You have to already have one or go buy one if you plan on making adjustments or taking it apart. This one comes with it all by itself, but so far I can't find a need to adjust it because straight out of the box, this thing was like, snap. Crackle pop. That is really nice. That is really nice. So you do have a fiberglass reinforced grip, and you can see that the way they did it, it's almost like an optical illusion when you turn it from one side to the next. It's really cool looking. I actually like that. It reminded me of the Bird, BYRD knives, except Bird knives have a really cheap plastic feel to it, but they have this cool pattern in it. This one has the cool pattern, but without the cheap feel. So I really, really dig that. You have a nicely contoured pocket clip, really shiny, really bright. You can see the two screws in there and everything. You can adjust every single piece over the steel frame. Has just one size screw, and it happens to fit that wrench. You do have a really healthy spacer back there. Look how deep the spacer goes. This is pretty nice. I do enjoy that. I enjoy the opening mechanism. I believe it is ball bearings, and it is smooth as silk. But what really gets me is this blade. Look at this blade shape. They did a really nice job on the complex grinds, right? You have a nice rise in your lower bevel, and then this swedged area comes down and goes flat across. I personally think that is gorgeous. You don't see that a lot. When you're talking about compound grinds, this one would come flat into that. No. They did it a little bit different, and I don't know if I've ever seen it done like that, where it comes halfway up to the drop. And I have to say that's pretty impressive. So speaking of drop, it is a drop point knife. It is a liner lock. The only jimping on this entire knife is right here, the only place that it's needed. And it is so non-aggressive. I could do this all day and never wear out my thumb. So that's a good thing. These fiberglass scales don't feel cheap to me. I don't know what it is about these. I've seen so many knives with fiberglass and they just feel cheap. But this one's actually pretty nice. This one actually feels really nice. I do like that. The flipper is far enough to where you can grab it, but it's not one of those outrageously sticking out flippers that's going to get caught and everything. It's just there enough to get your finger on it. That's all you need. You do have a double-sided thumb stud, which is ambidextrous, which is perfect for people like me. Now, the steel. You have 3, 5, 7, 9 CR18 MOVs. The 9 being the best one of the I had an interruption in my video while I was talking and didn't even realize it shut off. So I was talking about the steel. The steel is the best of the 18 MOV series. I think before it got cut off, I don't know, but I've never had an issue with 3, which is the worst of the bunch. This is the 9. It's the better of the bunch. And what it does is this steel is great for not only it'll hold an edge really, really well, but it can be used in any environment. So if you live in a dry area, if you live in a humid area, live in a very wet area, it doesn't matter. These steels are great for corrosion resistance, and they're easy to field sharpen. That is huge for me because I like to keep them nice and sharp. So we are looking at about 7 3/4 inches overall, 7.48. We're looking at a blade length of 3.07 inches. We are looking at a handle length of 4.41 inches, which is great because for a double X hand, I can get every finger on that grip and it's comfortable. That's a pretty big thing for me. You guys know I like that. The blade thickness itself is 3 millimeters and the handle thickness is 0.47 inches. So what does that tell us? We have a nice little package here. It's appropriately sized and it's done really well. Let's take it outside. All right, so first things first, let's check it out in the sun and get a little bit of light on that blade. I have to say that, I don't know, I'm just kind of impressed with it. I'm impressed with it out of the box, and I compared it with the handle features to the birds. I have to say this is way better looking than any bird I've ever seen, and so far structurally it's just way more solid than any bird I've ever seen. These are nice. I don't mean bird like flying, you know what I mean. So let's see. Is it going to be your EDC knife? Well, if you work in an area where you have to do any kind of cutting at all, I think you're going to be okay. If this is your work EDC, you're going to be able to get some work done. Let's take it over to the stump and see how she do. I think I got some arm hair growing back, so we're going to have to do a little edge test on that. It's the problem when you do so many knives, you lose so much arm hair. But let's get over here and really start checking this thing out. What I want to see is the wow. Okay, so I didn't do anything to test this edge. That thing is super sharp. As soon as I started, the hairs just literally jumped up off my arm. That was quite impressive. I was not ready for that kind of sharpness. Super sharp. I mean, yes, I dug it through some cardboard, but that's barely, right? It was almost nothing. So I can't say, oh, the cardboard, it's really sharp after going through cardboard. I went through cardboard, what, 2 or 3 times. Who cares? But that edge, that is super nice. Let's do some 4-foot gravity drops. Woo! See how that bite goes. It starts going over in the rear because of that really sweet brace in there. Just carries the weight over. And you say, well, wasn't that make it off balance? First of all, balance never matters in a knife this size. The only balance that matters is carving. So when you have more weight in the rear, you have more control in the front. So a rear weighted knife is better for skinning and cutting, right? Big front heavy knife is better for chopping and slicing. So it makes sense that you want your EDC to have more weight in the rear because it's going to be something that you're doing more controlled cuts with, right? So let's do a couple hard downward throws, see how the bite goes, see if anything loosens or folds. And the bite is pretty impressive, actually. It's pretty impressive. I do like the bite. A couple just throws across. It's digging in. It's cool too because the swedge ends right before the tip, you can see, which gives it a meatier tip. So you have a nice fat strong tip on the end of this knife, which is excellent for people who really rely on their knife to be strong. Let's take the 1/2-inch nylon rope. We'll try a push cut. Wow, I didn't even have to push. So not only did I not need to go like this a little bit, did I need to rip the thing, it was super clean, first of all, the cut, but I barely pushed. You'll see sometimes where I'm really digging in. Not that time. I have I'm gonna cut this little piece first, and I'm gonna show you. This is a really thin piece of rubber, which means it's shifty. When you cut it, it moves. A dull knife isn't gonna be able to cut it. It's just gonna keep folding and folding, and it's gonna be really annoying. So if I can cut this straight through, it'll really show the sharpness of this knife and the edge geometry. The edge geometry, fantastic. This is a big nylon infused, what do you call it? Fuel line. So it's nice and tough. I can't believe how sharp this is. So far of all the knives I've used to cut that, and I've used a couple $460 knives, this knife has gone through the easiest. Just the easiest. That is super, super nice. I'm going to show you something. We're just going to like do some food prep cuts right here. And I'm just going to slice and dice, and I'll show you what we're left with, because I know right now it's a bad angle for you guys to see. But, I mean, just diced it. Literally just diced it. This knife is super sharp. Oh, did I tell you that this thing was only like 32 bucks or 33 bucks on Amazon? I'm going to actually put the link, because I don't have any like company links or anything like that, because this isn't something that they're paying me to do or anything like that. No, this is just me. So this is something I like. Let's take the leather belt, and I mean, this thing is an absolute 32 bucks, 33 bucks for a slicer, man. That's really freaking nice. Let's test my trust on the lock. We'll go through the tire, and right there we are good. Bam. That's nice. Oh, but it's 9CR13 MOV. That's what all the haters say, because they don't know anything about steels except what they read in some forum by somebody who doesn't know anything about steels. So let's see. Just sharp, man. Just sharp. Let's take it across the yard. Oh, you know what? We need to do the plastic net test. If it's going to damage, if the edge is going to get damaged, it's going to be on the plastic netting. Thing is, I don't really see it getting damaged. I mean, so far, I am a fan. I am a fan of the Remette Peacock. And if I'm saying it wrong, and the people at Remette see this, wow! You guys have seen how many videos where I cut this stuff, and how many videos where the knives drag and lag? Not this. That was super easy. I have to say, cutting the rubber hose and cutting the plastic netting was easier with this knife than any other knife. Both of those mediums. That was super easy to cut. Let's shave some leather soccer ball. Look at this. You gotta be kidding me. This thing's 32 and change. Get out of here, man. It's impressive. And the thing is, I could tell you it's impressive and lie to you, but I'm showing you guys. This thing is out of the box working. Oh, look at those curls. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the side grip. I'm telling you, you need a whittler or something that you're going to be doing controlled cuts with. You need a secondary camp knife for things like this, because you don't want to waste your big blade, your main cutting blade. Look at this, man. I can build a nest all day long for fires with this thing. The edge geometry on this knife, I'm not going to, this is near perfect. Let's see. This is near perfect. I'm actually really impressed. I'm really impressed. This thing is super. I can't believe the price for the cut. You know what I mean? I could say, okay, well, yeah, it's not like this crazy expensive micarta or super handle material. It's not S39V, and it's not blah 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 blah. But it's working better than most of those. Super clean. Super clean. You guys know what it's like to cut this stuff when you're doing soft cuts. It usually you get a bunch of the little balls popping off. Golly, this is really sweet. All right, let's see here. I'm telling you, man, this is a feathering Maniac. Gosh, this is a fire knife right here. This is a make your fire knife. I like it. I really like it. Let's bang on it a little bit. See how she do. Bam. Bam. All right, I like this knife, man. So I have to say, the people over at Remette, and I hope that's right, they know how to do edge geometry like nobody's business. Like nobody's business. Sweet. So let's see. Opening, closing. One hand operation. This thing is true dead nuts center. Golly. I like it. I like it. All right, so for just a little bit of money, you get a lot of knife right here. This thing is really, really nice. I want to test something. I want to test something. Now that we did all that cutting, we pounded on it, batoned with it, and look at that. Look at that. Still razor sharp. Boop. Razor sharp. This thing's a winner. This is called a Peacock. Man, this thing could be called a Godzilla. This thing's awesome, man. I don't know, guys. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I really dig this knife. I think they did a great job on it. Absolutely worth the buy. I'll put the Amazon link. I know they come in a different color, or a couple different colors. They come in like a hot pink, which was not for me, obviously. They come in a black and they come in another color. It doesn't matter what color you get. What you're getting is a great knife. Honestly, you're getting a great knife for 32 and change. Please. This thing's sweet. All right, so that's it for that one. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.